mga kabayan, nagbabalik na naman tayo para sa panibagong reaction video patungkol dito sa ginaganap na hearing ng Committee on Good Government and Accountability. Nakaka naman mga kabayan. Talaga naman mga kabayan, na ganto-ganto yung mga title akala mo naman talaga mga kabayan talagang may accountability itong mga mga kabayan. Puro mga tanungan dito mga kabayan napakatindi. Tinalo pa niya yung korte mga kabayan Pero siyempre dito sa nagganap na hearing na to mga kabayan butata mga kabayan na nagtatanong na matanda. Nabutata na naman sila mga kabayan ng report sa COA. Nakakapagtaka lang mga kabayan at bakit itong mga to hindi makapaghintay ng 6 months. 6 months pala yung nakalagay diyan sa COA yung kumbaga policy nila na about just sa disallowance sa disallowance ng confidential funds. Hindi sila makapaghintay mga kabayan. Ito, nagpatawag na naman sila ng gantong hearing mga kabayan patungkol dyan sa confidential fund nila. At butata mga kabayan ang mga nagtatanong dito. So anyway mga kabayan, iniimbitahan ko kayo na mag-subscribe, mag-like, mag-share sa ganoon mas marami pa ang mga panood ng ating mga video mga kabayan. So simulan na natin itong ginanap na hearing Ito ay actually naka-live pa rin hanggang ngayon. So ito, pakinggan natin mga kabayan itong sinasabi dito ng matanda.
We have required the Department of Budget and Management to provide a copy of the letter request from the Office of Vice President for the release of contingent funds and some requests for personal services and maintenance and operating expenses in 2022. Was this complied?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Yeah, DBM. May I know if the Commission on Audit, which was required to submit the following: a copy of the letter sent by the OVP through Attorney Lopez instructing the COA not to comply with the subpoena to Sestegum issued by the House Committee on Appropriations.
Yes, Your Honor. Also complied by the Commission on Audit.
Documents related to the OVP's liquidation of the 125 million confidential funds.
Yes, Your Honor. Complied.
Documents
Yun naman pala mga kabayan puro complete pala naman sa Commission in Audit sa COA mga kabayan. Bakit rin puro complete mga kabayan? Nag-comply naman pala itong ating OVP bakit tinutuloy pa ang pagdinig-dinig diyan mga kabayan? Mga complete naman pala.
related to the purchase of information, including details about how the 14 million pesos was spent and for what information.
Complied as well, Your Honor.
Documents related to the payment of cash reward, including details about the recipients and purpose of the rewards.
Complied as well, Your Honor.
Documents related to the OVP's safe houses, including the number of safe houses, their locations, and maintenance costs.
Complied, Your Honor.
Documents related to the purchase of supplies, including details about suppliers and contractors.
Complied, Your Honor.
All attachments and documents related to the notice of disallowance issued by the Commission on Audit regarding the OVP's budget.
Complied, Your Honor.
And the audit action, in this case the notice of disallowance and the liquidation report for the OVP's confidential funds.
Complied, Your Honor.
All supporting documents related to the Office of the Vice President's confidential funds as deemed necessary by the COA Intelligence and Confidential Funds Audit Unit for proper evaluation of the liquidation documents submitted.
Complied, Your Honor.
Documents related to the OVP's purchase of supplies, including details about suppliers and contractors.
Complied, Your Honor.
Documents related to the OVP's provision of medical and food aid, including details about the recipients and the specific types of medical supplies and food.
Complied, Your Honor.
Documents related to the OVP surveillance activities, including details about the specific areas where those activities were conducted.
Complied, Your Honor.
And data on the extent of the proper implementation of the school-based feeding program, including the amount of funds affected.
Complied, Your Honor.
Now, for COA's Mr. Fahd bin Abdul Malik Tumawis.
So ibig sabihin mga kabayan, lahat ng tinanong nito ni General Acop, no, ni Congressman Acop, naka-comply naman pala sa COA reports, no, mga kabayan. So ibig sabihin, okay naman yung audit, no? Siyempre, nag-audit itong mga COA, mga kabayan, at hindi naman basta-basta makaka-comply sa COA kung hindi kumpleto yung supporting documents, di ba mga kabayan? So ituloy pa rin natin, no? Mukhang mainit ang nangyari ditong talakayan.
He was required to submit the following, or the rental data for the OVP's head office, 10 satellite offices, and 2 extension offices, including the square footage of each office space, lease commencement dates, and a breakdown of rental costs for each type of rental. Was this submitted by Mr. Tumawis?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Now, COA's attorney Gloria A. Comoro was required to submit the following, or was required to submit copies of the rental or lease agreement for the 10 satellite offices and 2 extension offices of the Office of the Vice President.
Complied as well, Your Honor.
The Bureau of Treasury, Mr. Cadorna, was required to submit a position paper on the salary grades, accountability and fidelity band coverage for STOs, or Special Disbursement Officers.
Complied as well, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Mr. Rinaldo Monsayak, to submit records of the conversation he had with Yusek Mercado and other DepEd officials during the lunch meeting in Linden Suites.
Not yet, Your Honor.
Not yet. And lastly, Mr. Chair, Mr. Dexter A. Galvan was required to submit the following: a full report of the actions taken by DepEd to address the issues flagged by the COA regarding the school-based feeding program, a list of the suppliers involved in such program, a report on the issues encountered in the program's implementation in previous years, and data on the number of schools and students affected by the lapses in implementation. Did Mr. Dexter Galvan, DepEd Assistant Secretary for Operations, submit these requirements, Mr. Chair?
At present, Your Honor, the Secretariat is not in receipt of said documents.
He has not submitted.
None to the knowledge of the Secretariat, Your Honor. None in the email as well, Your Honor.
Thank you. Is Mr. Munsayak present? I think. Do you know of this requirement?
Your Honor, to be honest, I just learned of this requirement today. I did not receive any order or document or email requiring me to submit this, Your Honor.
Now you know that you were required to submit records of that conversation.
Yes, Your
Would you
Honor,
submit,
I
sir?
will comply, Your Honor.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Dexter Galvan, is he around?
Take your seat.
Mr. Galvan, did you know of this requirement for you to submit certain documents?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And may I know the reason why you haven't complied with this requirement?
We are confirming, as we have already prepared the reports prior, we shall confirm with the team for the transmittal of the documents because we already prepared the answers for such, Mr. Chair. We do hope to transmit while this committee is ongoing.
In other words, you're going to submit the required documents today.
We will check, sir, if there was a
My
problem in the
question is,
transmission.
are you trying to tell us that you will submit the documents required today?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, marami pong salamat for the administrative requirements. Thank you.
Napapailing na lang mga kabayan itong isa, mga kabayan. Napapailing na lang mga kabayan itong isa nating resource person dito sa mga katanungan ni no? Napapailing na lang. Ay talagang sa kapilitan mga kabayan while na may nagkakandak ng report. Ang COA, nagkakandak din ng report nitong Congress. Ganito ba talaga mga kabayan? No, ganito ba talaga ang trabaho ng Congress mga kabayan? Bakit ang totoong binubusisi nitong itong committee na to, yung confidential fund ng OBP? Na wala magkano lang yan mga kabayan. Sa bagay nga naman mga kabayan, yun ay pera ng taong bayan. Ay bakit kaya hindi rin ito gumawa ng komite, no? Na mag-iimbestiga din doon sa confidential fund ng Pangulo, no? Para fair naman mga kabayan. Idamay na rin nila yung kailang mga sarili, mga kabayan, na imbestigahan. Kasi, di ba, napakarami mga kabayan ang nakikita natin dyan sa Congress na yan na talaga namang masasabi natin biglang yumaman, di ba? So anyway mga kabayan, dito na natin puputulin to at napansin nyo naman na halos lahat ng kanyang tinatanong nag-comply naman yung Office of the Vice President. Diba? So napakahaba mga kabayan ng live na to. So hanggang dito lang muna mga kabayan, abangan nyo na lang yung susunod nating video patungkol dito sa nagaganap na hearing patungkol dyan sa Committee on Good Governance and Public Accountability.